From where you're at, do all these look the same or can you tell a difference? You probably can't tell a difference. But in reality, they're all sanded to a different grit, but it's probably hard for you to tell which one is which. I want to talk about, is sanding to a higher grit really worth it? Let's go. I now have 7 pieces all laid out ready to go, and I have my different grits of sandpaper. We're gonna start with 60, then 80, 120, 180, 220, 240, and 320. I have my sander here. I'll get the shop vac hooked up to it so it can extract the dust while I sand, and I'll basically start with 60, sand all the blocks, then move to 80, sand from here over, 120, and just start doing it. So let's get sanding. Hey, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It helps me out, and it would help me out even more if you hit the like button, the big thumbs up icon down below. Everything's sanded. For this experiment, I'm just using a clear coat finish. I'm using Danish oil. Some could argue that it's not a clear coat, but the point is I didn't want to light wood and I didn't want to involve any stain. I'm using a clear finish. I have my gloves, my Danish oil. I have everything laid out, starting from my lowest grit up to the highest grit. I do have a foam brush just in case I need it. I'll grab some shop rags too, just to kind of get this applied. I'm going to try very hard to apply it in the same method for each one of these because I want a true test that is based solely on the grit of the sandpaper. Okay, it's now the end of the day. These have had all day to dry, so the finish should be fully cured. Let's go through each one. Starting down here on the left is the one that is straight off the planer with no sanding. And then again, we work through the grits from the lowest grit to the highest grit. I look at each of these not only with the feel, but also in the room ambient light, as well as different lighting angles to truly be able to see the grain up close. So I have this ring light here, and I can do 2 different colors. So this is kind of the white color and then the browner color here. And then looking at these from each of the angles, starting with the 60 grit, it's in rough shape. I mean, even the feeling of it is very rough, and you can see a ton of swirl marks on the wood grain. So not the best finish. No matter what light you put on it, it doesn't look good. Moving up to the 80 grit, same thing. You can still see some swirl marks in this walnut. It's certainly not as bad. It's a little bit smoother, but again, not the best. This is to be expected because again, it's very rough grit sandpaper. Moving to 120, it's getting a little better. A lot of the swirl marks are starting to go away. They are still visible, but just not quite as bad. When we get to 180 is when I can start to see the difference. It feels very smooth. There's a big jump from 120 to 180, and that is where the smoothness, the texture you actually feel starts to get better, as well as the appearance starts to get better. The finish kind of looks the same. The color differences are very, very minor. There is a little bit of color difference in the 60 grit versus all the way up here to the 320 grit, but not that much different. And again, this could depend on your type of wood as well, but I'm using Peruvian walnut with a consistent dark grain. So again, going to 180 is where I start to see the difference, the big jump from 120 to 180. From 180 to 220, I personally don't notice a difference. There might be a difference if you just look super close, but with the feel, they feel identical. And even under lighting conditions, they look very, very similar. If there is a difference, it's very, very minute. Going from, let's see here, 220 to 240, again, not much difference. 240 might feel a little bit smoother to me, but not too much of a difference. And then all the way up to 320, again, I don't notice a difference. So if you were to do a master project, some big expensive project for a client, it may be worth going up to 320 because again, I'm not inspecting these under a microscope and I'm not a nitpicky customer that's going to point out all the issues, right? But for me, it looks like going up to 220. After that, there's not that much of a difference. There's certainly no difference in the feel, the texture, and with this finish applied on this wood, I don't notice a difference in the appearance. So that's just me. Now, again, I'm not saying that sanding is not worth it. I'm just saying that at some point, your effort is not getting recognized. You're at a point of diminishing returns. So I hope this experiment helped you. If you found value or if you have any comments about this, leave them below. Smash the like button. Thank you for watching.